What's going on, guys?
Howdy.
You're back with Evan and Sticks. I said the wrong name. I'm fucked up.
My name's Evan. You're not Evan.
No. See, I was just playing the role, since you're with the Boston Rocks and I'm trying to get some free stuff. I was like, I'll be Evan.
Brockton,
I'm
bro. We rep Brockton. We rep the
always rep
708, not the 617.
Well, the 617's not doing too well right now. If you know what we're talking about.
617 will be fine.
So to start off the show, we're going to talk about the Celtics Game 4 meltdown and what to look forward to going into Game 5. So I'll let you take the floor since, big JT guy. And he did not shoot particularly well.
I'm more of a Jaylen Brown guy.
Which is why it's so weird that you're on this agenda to say that Jason Tatum's a superstar, but he's not.
I just think he's a superstar. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay, so
I think Jaylen Brown's a superstar too. I think Jaylen Brown's less of a superstar than fucking Jason Tatum right now.
I could agree, but I could definitely say they're both top 15 right now, easily.
Jason Tatum's top 1 best player in the league.
No.
Jason Tatum's top 5, at least top 5.
Yeah, he's top 5. He's top 5.
Hey, you tell me a man in the top 5 in the NBA right now is not a superstar? Make that make sense to me, Stickman.
All right, I'm not even going to acknowledge that.
Yeah,
so,
you just got bamboozled.
No, I did not get bamboozled. But
yes, you did. You just said
no.
Right.
No. Did you see
Go
sports?
ahead.
Did you see SportsCenter's Finals MVP ranking list as of thus far?
I have not, but I assume I'll give what I think first.
Yeah, give what you think, and then I'll tell you what they put.
If we ended, I'm assuming series goes 7, and if the Warriors win in 7, Steph Curry, no doubt.
Yeah.
And if we win in 7, and everyone plays the same way they've been playing, Jaylen Brown gets MVP.
Okay, I'm glad you said that. Because for right now, for rankings, they have, going into tonight, of course, they have Steph Curry, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and then they somehow have Clay in the top 5.
Yeah, Clay's no.
When
Clay
he does not deserve it. And then...
But, then again, who else are you going to give it to?
And then Marcus Smart at 5.
On the Warriors. On the Warriors, you can't give it to anybody else but Steph.
Wiggins is
legit.
I give it to Wiggins before I give it to Clay.
Wiggins didn't show up, and Wiggins didn't.
Yeah.
Wiggins didn't. Well, I would also give it to Wiggins before Clay.
Yeah,
too,
that's what.
But that's not saying much.
No, that's not saying
Wiggins
much.
didn't show up for 2 games.
No.
Wiggins has showed up for 2 and not showed up for 2. And Clay showed up for 0. I'll tell you that. Clay has not showed up for any games.
It's very obvious.
I'd give it to Jordan Poole. Would be my second choice for the Warriors. Maybe even Otto Porter hasn't missed a fucking 3, dude.
To be fair, he's probably been the best out of all of them. He's probably been the most consistent, which is hilarious.
I'd give it to fucking Otto Porter. I'd give it to fucking Looney. I'd give it to Jordan Poole, all before Klay Thompson.
You're not wrong. You really aren't. Klay Thompson is, just to say, he's been abysmal this entire series.
But we know that this motherfucker can turn it on.
Game 5 and Game 6 Clay. I'm very afraid for tonight just because of that.
Yeah, if he gets hot, bro, we're fucked. We're fucked.
But
because we already know that Curry's gonna be hot no matter fucking what. Curry's gonna score 30.
Well, I think Ime is finally gonna, because I think we've been playing basically iso ball on just him, of course, because he's been their only offense, and it hasn't seemed to work because he's averaging 35 throughout these finals, which is insane. Because he had, 31 Game 1, 29, 34 Game 3, and then obviously he had 43, what was it, Friday night, which was, I gotta say, though, that was a masterclass performance. That was on the upper echelon.
He got fouled on a couple of threes that they didn't call, so he should have had a couple more, but...
I thought he was going to go for 50, and I was like, God, I'll say I'm a Curry fan, but of course I wanted the Celtics to win. But he was just draining every single shot, and I was just like, bro, it's going to be a long night. He started off, I think we were up, 11-3, something like that. And then he cuts it down to 2. and you could just see he's fired up when they're going into a timeout, and I'm just like, it's going to be a long game. But I thought we had it, and we did
Yeah,
not.
Curry's one I don't mind. He's already the only. Well, I don't like Jordan Poole at all.
No,
I hate Klay Thompson now, and everybody hates Draymond. Like, there's no
apparently so does his
like
mom.
yeah, she said he's playing like fucking shit.
We talked about that yesterday, just amongst us ourselves, but we just found it very funny that she was like, "Oh yeah, I don't know what's wrong with him. Maybe it's a clone." If I'm Draymond, I'm
Yeah,
going, "Mom, we got to be in this team.
yeah,
I
bro,
don't care how bad I'm playing. We're a
I'm
team.
pissed at my mom.
We're a team. We got to be in this together."
My mom says some shit like that. I'm pissed. Like, hey, like, you're not supposed to do that.
Like, Mom, please.
Why are they even getting statements from his mom? Like, what is she doing?
I don't even think they got a statement. I think she just tweeted it.
Well,
Because I think people, obviously, they know Draymond's a troll and has been a troll basically throughout these entire series trying to bully everybody, but nobody's taking it. And basically, so everybody's tweeting at his mom, and his mom just finally was like, "Hey, he's playing like crap. I don't know why. Maybe my son isn't there anymore." And I was just like, "Dude, Jesus."
He's playing really bad.
But she's not wrong. He's playing like absolute dookie. He is
He's
what,
playing so bad.
18 fouls to 16 points this entire finals. That's awful.
And it's not even like
That's awful.
you can't even make the argument that he's like playing his game.
He's not.
Because like he's not.
Realistically, he is the reason why the Warriors have been losing, if I'm being honest.
Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown's been when they ISO Jaylen Brown on fucking what's his name? Draymond. Jaylen Brown's been taking advantage of him every fucking time.
I will say though,
and then,
no, continue your point.
And then like he's missing wide open layups. Yeah. Like there's nothing, and then he's just like he's like diving on Jaylen Brown, like doing just like stupid shit that like isn't gonna help your team at all. Like it's not like it's gonna taking fouls like that aren't gonna like they're not gonna fire up your team. They're not like good fouls. Yeah. They're just like they're just stupid.
I just find it very funny because basically he tried to do what he did in game 2 where they won, where he was like trying to bully people. It's not even bullying. He's literally like, there's a play. I don't know if it's from game 2 or game 3. No, it had to have been game 3 because I think we were home. And I don't know who the fuck's shooting the free throw because I just see from his perspective. And it's Draymond Green, like on the closest.
And Jason Tatum.
Yeah, and he's like basically like, I thought he almost elbowed him in the head like Ron Artest did Harden. And I was like, dude, that's dangerous. That's dangerous. I don't know how he's got thrown out because he's fouled out, but how the hell has he not been ejected? Like, he has done some flagrant ass shit.
Because, bro, refs are like so scared to eject people in the playoffs, especially in the finals.
Yeah, but they did it to Draymond in what, 2017?
16? Because he was suspended for what, game 5?
Yeah, it was game 5
when they had the 3-1 lead.
Yep.
And then
that kind of brought him back.
That was the first game that the Cavs like won and gained momentum.
Yeah.
So like, but like that was more obvious. Like you needed to kick him out because it was like fucking like bad.
Yeah.
But they like for shit that would get him kicked out in the regular season, like ain't getting him kicked out like now, which is just wrong.
It's just laughable
like,
at this
point.
I hate
officials like officiate different in the playoffs, which doesn't really make sense to me. But
I will also say, I think this is the Scott Foster, the one that like hates CP3.
Yeah,
he's a shit ref. I don't care what nobody says. He's a shit ref. He's just, oh my god. It just seems like whatever team he doesn't like, he's just like, you're not going to win today. I don't care. Like, I don't care. I know he didn't ref Friday, but just it seems like every single game he's refed, he's just like, oh, I don't really. You're just not going to win.
Yeah, I don't like him. I don't like any ref ever.
I like the one that looks like Gucci Mane. He's kind of chill. But yeah, it's been very hard to watch when we lose that game because I felt we had it in the bag going into the fourth because we were up by 10 at one point.
It was the first time we played in the third quarter.
Yeah,
Like we actually played basketball,
yeah.
and
It's
then
still,
it was like we took our third quarter collapse and was like, now we're gonna make it a fourth quarter collapse
which
today.
I much rather make it a
So
third so we could hopefully get back out of it in the fourth. Well, I much rather just
I
not
just rather
collapse.
not have a quarter. We just have 4 quarters where we play well the whole time. I don't understand why we have to have 1 quarter where we fucking play like shit. I had the game on my laptop going. I was at work,
Yeah,
and at work I do the laundry for the Brockton Rocks, which they're fucking. I do laundry is part of my job, but I do a whole bunch of shit. So while I was doing the laundry, I had the game up, and I went. I had to take care of something, and we were up by like 5
hmm
with like 4 minutes left. I go take care of something, come back, and we're down by like 3 with like a minute and a half, and I was like, "What the
you're like,
fuck just
what the
happened?"
fuck?
And then then we fucking lost, so that was cool. They went on like an 8-0 run for however long.
Well, Curry was putting them back into the game, and then Clay hit a big three. I think that put him up by one. And then I want to say we're up again, and then because I think Horford hit a big three, and then
Yeah,
Steph
then
hit
that
another
was that.
three, and I was like, bro, just
We had 3 wide open
yeah,
looks to tie the game. Marcus Smart had 2, Al had 1,
again,
and
yeah,
then they missed all
yeah,
3, and then I think Curry hit the 3 to put them up by 6. Then Al comes back and hits the 3 to get us within 3
yeah.
again, and then they just pulled away. So like we can't even really say like it was anybody's fault,
No,
but bad shooting on our end at the end of the game. But and then some turnovers, like fucking Marcus Smart does his
his
bullshit,
usual dance.
his normal bullshit.
I mean, it's hard to defend him on that end for the simple fact of literally he's he's between him and Jason Tatum. They just love to turn the ball over. Well, no, you could even say Jalen Brown too. They just
Jalen Brown too.
all of them just really loved like I don't know what the stat was. I think it was whenever uh Marcus Smart shoots more than 15 field goals, we lose every single time, and we're like 0 and 10. Yeah, let's not have that happen. That'd be nice.
But I'd still rather him put up shots.
No, he had a couple wide open looks, so I'm not mad at him shooting. It's just late in games, I wish I saw Jason Tatum shoot a little bit more because he seemed like he was kind of passive aggressive. I mean, he shot definitely. I wouldn't say he shot incredibly well. He was like 8 for 23 with 26 points, but it's just I just want to see him be more aggressive. That's all I
He
like.
needs to shoot the 3 ball more.
Yeah, he
Like
he's
his
44%
shoot
from the
is
three just in the finals. I'm pretty
and
sure
his 2 point
he's
his 2 point
33%,
field goals are like not good. So
33%.
like need to like I especially in like crunch time, like that motherfucker needs to start taking his sidestep threes, and if they don't go in, they don't go in. But that's how we got here.
Yeah,
So go ahead and do it while we're here. Like, I feel like he's just like since he hasn't been shooting well, he just doesn't want to take those shots,
yeah,
which
which is
that's what a normal person would do. But like
yeah.
I feel like you're in the NBA, like
You're also in the finals. You
shrug
kind
that
of just
shit
have to
off,
leave everything on the floor.
Yep.
Like realistically, you can't like look at even Clay. Clay's just chucking up shots at this point. Like last Friday, he was 7 for 17, which is better than he's been, which is awful to say because usually he's one of the most efficient players to play. But
Mm-hmm.
he's just chucking up shots. He's like, I'm gonna keep shooting, which is the
That's
right mentality to have.
shooters shoot.
Yep. But speaking of,
I'm so excited for this game. I don't know why,
I was just
but
about to
I'm
lead
like
into that. How do you
I'm
feel
fucking
tonight's game is gonna
fucking
be?
wired. I think we win because we've
Obvious.
responded so well after losses. Like,
Yeah,
and
I think we're 10-0.
I want us to win the fucking thing on at the Garden so
Yeah.
bad, so fucking bad. So if we win, if we don't win tonight, I think we'll win Game 6.
Mhm.
but I don't want to see Game 7. My heart can't take it. My heart can't take
I hate to tell you, but I
telling
still think I'm still going with my original prediction. I still think it's going to 7.
bro, the last fucking Celtics Game 7 I watched, I think the last Game 7 we were in was the fucking Eastern Conference Finals against LeBron in Tatum's rookie year.
Yeah, that was really hard to
And
watch.
that was a tough watch. So I haven't had to deal with a goddamn I dealt with the Bruins Game 7 this year.
Yeah, we lost. Unfortunate.
Mm-hmm. And dealt with the Bruins Game 7 in the Stanley Cup Final, lost.
We're just really not good at Game 7s.
The Bruins just I don't even want to talk about the Bruins.
We'll talk about
They're
that when
just-
hockey season comes back up.
We just fired our head coach. So
Oh,
that's
really?
something.
Nice.
Not a good
Teams
move,
in
but
shambles.
I'm gonna leave that because I'm gonna get heated.
But yeah, I really don't know. Because what I really want to get in depth with is Jason Tatum shooting. People have been saying he hasn't been efficient, which is very true. He said it himself. He knows he's not being super efficient. But I still like that. Obviously, Game 1 he didn't shoot well at all, but only had 12 points, had the 13 assists, but still had I want to say 4 turnovers. Goes into Game 2, I think he had 23, but then has 6 turnovers. Game 3 or Game 4, no, Game 2 I think he had 23. Game 3 he had 25, and then Game 4 he had another 26. So he's getting more consistent as the series is going on, which you love to see. And from what we've seen in these playoffs, he's bound for at least a 35-point game, which we kind of need that tonight. Because even if he makes 35 tonight,
we're gonna get it.
Yeah,
I think we're gonna get it to. I think we're gonna get Game 6. Because if we lose, I think he's gonna. If we lose tonight, I think he's gonna go fucking ape shit in a Game 6, and then if we win, I think he's gonna go ape shit in a clinching.
Because
game.
I could see this being like
6 or 7. He's gonna go ridiculous.
I could see this being like kind of how the Bucks series was, where it's we have
he
to
scores fucking 40.
Yeah,
like,
where we lose
Game 5 or 6.
I still think we're gonna win tonight, but say we were to lose tonight, I could see him going crazy, going home, and then winning on the road. I could still see that. Because we've seen him do it. Obviously the Warriors are a completely different animal than Giannis and the Bucks, especially without Chris Middleton. But JT has showed he's him.
We win that
He's
series
him.
regardless. I don't care what anyone says.
That's what I mean, though. But Jason Tatum has showed he's him. He's willing to take that challenge and show that he is that guy, which is why I'm not scared.
He's that guy, a superstar. Yeah.
Evan, shut up.
Mhm.
Shut it.
You've made 2 points against your own point. You said he's top 5 in the league, and you just said he's him.
Jaylen Brown fan. Shut it.
I'm a fucking Boston Celtics fan, and I'm a goddamn Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum is the fucking man.
But I did want to ask you, how do you feel about his shooting and like I said, his not lack of. I want to say lack of a jump shot because he's been shooting, like I said, great from the 3, but from the mid range, he has been, and it's not even really the mid range. He's missing just stuff at the basket. I feel like it's just, I want to say lack of focus. Just, I don't even know how to describe it.
I'll say like he's playing well
because he's playing good on defense, which is you can't fault him.
I'll say he's playing well, but he's not playing like
we expect him to play.
Like we expect. He's not playing like Jason Tatum playoff.
He's not playing at a superstar level.
He's not taking over the game like we all expect him to take over. He's playing like really good.
Yeah.
Like if you compare him to fucking Clay, who's their second superstar, then like we all know whose stats would you rather take right now? Everyone would say fucking Tatum's. So he's just not taking over games, which is what obviously we need him to do. That's what he's known for. That's how we got here. So I'm not like mad with how he's been playing. We just need him to, like, I feel like if you've watched the games, you wouldn't tell who's the guy on this team. Like you'd think it's Jaylen
Exactly.
Brown. You'd think it at times it's Al Horford.
Yeah.
Like, but we need
We need him to
Jason Tatum
show
to show that he's the
I'm
guy.
him,
Yeah.
which I think he can do. Like I said, like we both said, he's due for one, and I think he's going to get that
Hmm.
tonight. If not tonight, he's bound for a game six. I just I just don't see a way we're losing this series. I just
I
I just don't see it.
I can't say that because the last time I said that was when the Pats played the Eagles. The whole day I was like, I can't see a way we lose this game. I can't see a way we lose this game. And then fucking 5 hours later, I was fucking driving 90 miles an hour home on a goddamn rural side street. So like, I can't say that because I am fucking nervous. And as this series has gone on, I've gotten more and more
Yeah,
nervous and less confident, just based on like Curry and what he's been fucking
yeah,
doing. But I still think we're gonna win. Obviously,
of course.
I still have full faith in this team because like we're gonna wake up at some point. Like we've been playing well, but we're gonna play even like
Yeah,
the turnovers are gonna go away, and we're gonna actually start to play defense on Steph Curry, and then I think we'll win.
and I definitely could say I want to say for one, congrats to Jaylen Brown. He's been by far the most consistent player, at least for our team in these entire playoffs. He's shown not only is he a Robin, he's a 1B, let's say. Because I still think Jason Tatum is a little bit better than Jaylen Brown. But I think he's shown he's like, hey, I'm that motherfucker too, which he really has been.
He is.
And I think it's just great to see, even because I like I said, I think Jason Tatum's going to get his shooting form back. Everything's going to work. But just to see he's not scared of the moment. He's like, hey, you see that clip? He was like, oh, I will be here, and he's here, and he's showing up for it, and you love to see it.
He's keeping us afloat. That's what makes me so confident is that we're doing this and we've won 2 games and we've won a game on the road with our superstar not
Yeah,
playing superstar. Like,
Someone said it best. Where it's think about it this way: it's two. The series is tied 2-2, and Steph Curry's playing the best basketball he's ever played, and Jason Tatum is playing some of the
Jason
worst
Tatum's
basketball
playing.
he's ever played.
Yeah.
And the series is only tied 2-2. Imagine Jason Tatum going off. There's no way.
We need if these next 2 games, 3 games, like obviously we want it to end in 2,
Yeah, that'd be
but
ideal.
like if we could just like hold Curry to 29, 28, and then Jaylen Brown matches that,
Yeah.
gets 29, 28, then like then I believe in our supporting cast way more than their supporting cast.
Our supporting cast has been hitting a lot more shots than theirs has. Peyton Pritchard,
Yeah.
I will say I was really high on him coming out of college. A lot of people weren't. I just want to say not an Oregon guy, but I just saw him in the draft and I was like he's like an Isaiah type, except he's a lot better at playmaking. And I was like, hey, he could
Yeah.
really be good for us, like on the bench. I knew he wasn't going to start. At that point, I still thought we were going to have Kemba. Kind of glad Kemba's gone. I know you
Rip.
were a big Kemba guy.
Yeah. But after what he did in Boston, I am all set. All set. I mean, I'm still a UConn Kemba
It's
guy.
just
So
you're UConn/Charlotte Kemba guy.
yeah.
You're just a pre-Celtics Kemba guy.
Yeah. As soon as he got to the Celtics, we sucked. He sucked, not we. We did suck too, but
Yeah, we did.
he sucked more.
But we're just kind of shown that we're battle ready, we're tested, we're just ready for the challenge. And hey, Golden State is definitely ready for that challenge too. Like I said, Clay, even though he's
Steph Curry's ready for the challenge. Golden State's not ready for the challenge.
well, let me say my point. Steph Curry
No,
has played.
fuck your point sticks.
Shut the fuck up. Steph Curry has literally played out of this world. Obviously, he has been out of both teams. I want to say the best player in these playoffs. That's just kind of undoubtedly. Of course, I wish I didn't have to say that, but he's just been going off basically every single game. And like I said, I think Ime is going to do a great job adjusting to that because right now we have two of the greatest adjusting coaches, and it's great to see in the finals.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been a very good series. But Clay has been solid on defense for them. Wiggins has been literally their best rebounder, which is not good, considering you have Kevon Looney and Draymond Green. The only person I really have to say that has been just a complete disappointment is our boy Dre. He's been the worst.
Say our boy. He ain't my boy.
But yeah, Kevon Looney has been at least outperforming what he did in the regular season. And kudos to Steve Kerr for taking Draymond out, putting Kevon Looney in. That kind of really helped their game because it was kind of able to spread the floor a little bit. Because I think they had Poole, Curry, Wiggins, and Clay out there. Even though three of the motherfuckers weren't hitting shots except for Curry, he still opened the floor a little bit. And I think it was definitely risky to put Draymond back in. But hey, that's why he gets paid the big bucks. He knows what he's doing. Even though Draymond really wanted to lose that game for them.
Draymond can suck my balls.
That's just rude. Don't.
So can Clay,
that's just
bro.
rude. Well, Clay at this juncture, I have no sympathy for.
Clay, bro.
The fucking Karen of it all.
You like this guy acts like none of that happens in every other arena.
No, I gotta say this. Clay saying what the fuck he said about us. I don't even know what the exact quote was. If you know what it was.
He said he was like we played in front of rude crowds before, people throwing F-bombs with children in the crowd, real classy, like
I was like
some shit like that.
He's gonna say this when his crowd literally threw trash at Charles Barkley. Threw literal trash at Charles Barkley. It's like, oh yeah, but your fans are so great. Your fans are some of the most toxic fans on the planet.
When that chick called LeBron a pussy ass bitch, Clay said, I guess he got his feelings hurt. So like, what was there not kids in that crowd? And you act like there's gotta be like maximum like 12% kids in the crowd because it's like fucking $600 a ticket to get into a finals game. Like you act like there's like 50% of the fucking kid of the crowd is kids. It's not. And a bullshit chant you will hear at any arena in any fucking sport.
And not even just that.
And a fuck you Draymond chant. Maybe if Draymond wasn't playing like a piece of garbage, like maybe if he wasn't trying to tackle fucking half our team, we wouldn't be chanting fuck you Draymond.
But not even just that. On your point about it being 12% kids, even if let's say it was even, I don't know, 50-ish percent kids, you still got to realize it's playoff not even just playoff. It's the finals. It's finals basketball. Like people call it soft nowadays and stuff like that. You don't think kids were in the stands when it was Jerry West, Magic Johnson, who else was on that team? Maybe James.
You think kids weren't in the stands during the fucking Malice in the Palace?
Exactly.
Yeah, well, obviously I don't think any players were beating the shit out of the kids, but I'm just saying there was kids in the crowd.
Kids are a part of the game. It's like there's this story about Larry Bird. I guess this kid was taunting him. And the dad was obviously there, and he's like egging his kid on because he can see it's not getting to Larry, but Larry's like laughing at it. So nobody knows this. Well, people probably know more now because more players have talked about it. Larry Bird was probably one of the like most evil trash talkers you'll ever know, which is hilarious. Like he wouldn't be like Jordan, where he's like, oh, he's gonna be all showboaty about it. He'd say it under his breath, be like, I'm gonna kill you with my left arm. Like he told, I don't know what player it was. He told him, "Oh, I just feel like scoring like 30," and he scored 30 with just his left hand, and he sat early in the third quarter. That's just who he was. But to get back to the story, so the kid's egging him on, and I don't know what the exact quote was, but he said something, and the dad was like, "How dare you say that to my kid?" He's like, "Hey, it's part of the game." It's like you got to realize like. Stuff like that's gonna happen, and it's not like even if the kids are saying stuff like this, it's like, okay, you're telling me kids on your side who are your fans are probably still 12, aren't saying the same shit.
My mom my mom swore in front of me my growing up my
Exactly.
whole goddamn
And we're
life,
fine.
and like I mean I swear a lot. I'm not gonna lie to you, but like I don't think I'm a bad dude because I swear all the time.
No, but it's just like I just don't like how he's trying
And
to use
like
that as the excuse for like what was even I wish I could find the question about why he even said that.
yeah, I don't know what the question
It was
was.
probably about the whole chant
Then
thing, but
you just called us rude. Like you're
all
rude.
fans are rude. Literally every single. Think about it.
You think you're gonna come into an opposing team's arena
Yeah.
and get like fucking flowers thrown on you and shit?
I'll use a great example. Trey Young. I'm not the biggest Trey Young fan. He went into New York and got spit on and didn't say shit. Didn't say
Like
shit.
the fuck Trey Young chant goes like throughout New York. Like the Kyrie
Yeah.
sucks chant. I heard at a Red Sox
Yeah.
game, the Red Sox game I went to a couple months
Yeah.
ago, the Kyrie sucks chant was there.
Yeah.
Like so, and the fuck Trey Young, like that's been happening since the playoffs last
Mhm.
year, and it happened in that Bing Bong
Yeah.
video after they beat the Celtics in
Yeah.
overtime. It happened then. It happens at Yankees games. It happens at Rangers games. Like
Like you just gotta.
I just don't understand. Like you think like you're just singling out us because we started a fuck Draymond
No, but
chant.
see, that's what's in a way good thing for us because it seems like we're already in his head.
Yeah, he's a pussy.
Like we live rent free in that man's mind. We should be happy about that because I know we live rent free in Draymond's mind. I already know we do. I bet you he's dreaming right now. Grant Williams being like, "Damn, I gotta face that." Grant Williams has also been not the greatest this finals, but obviously he's been in the rotation,
He's
but not as much as earlier rounds, obviously because we're trying to keep the rotations kind of smaller. But I just want to say he he could be a sniper, and he's also defended Draymond very well because they're very similar players. I mean, Grant Williams before the finals was telling a story about how he was in college and he was rooting for uh, Golden State while everybody was rooting for Cleveland. And now it's funny because Draymond was like trying to chirp back at him in game two, being like, "Oh, you're not me, you're not me." It's like he's probably going to be better than you, realistically.
gonna be way better. Well, not better, but he's better than him now.
But
Like fucking the with the him what's his name Grant
yeah,
defending Giannis.
yeah,
Draymond couldn't do that right
yeah,
now.
exactly. But
Dre and Grant defended fucking KD. Now KD did his thing, but
yeah.
like
Then again,
Grant still fucking defended him pretty
then
well.
again, that's just KD. Nobody could guard KD. Even Kobe was like, "Dude, nobody can." So there's nobody who could guard that 7 foot monster with a jump shot like literal water. Nobody could do it. All you could do is hopefully hold him to like 25, and you do that, you did your job. But to speak on this last thing to speak on for basketball, for Draymond, you obviously do not like Draymond, which I find very funny.
No.
So, I got this idea from this podcast I listen to called Pick a Side. Shout out, they're very good, and they do this game called Would You Rather, and today they used Draymond, prime Draymond, so 2016, 2017, and I'm gonna give you some people, and let's see who you would rather pick.
right.
They're all role players.
Lay it on me.
There's no
Lay it on me.
superstars. So prime Draymond or prime Dennis Rodman.
Dennis Rodman.
I agree. Prime Draymond or prime T Mac.
T-Mac.
All right. And then they used prime or no, they'd use would you with prime Draymond or from what we've seen from Desmond Bain, what we think he's gonna be. Desmond Bain, obviously from the Memphis Grizzlies.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna make me say prime Draymond. You just wanted me.
No, I
You
don't.
just wanted
I
me to
don't.
say
I
Draymond
don't.
for one of these
I
fucking
don't
things.
because if I'm being honest with you, I would go with Desmond Bain. I would.
I would just go with Draymond, prime Draymond, just because like defensive player of the year. Like
Exactly.
who wouldn't want to have that on my team? You
I
know.
will say in his prime, he was I want to say a top 5 role player. He I don't think he'll ever make a top 75 or top 100 team. He'll never be in the Hall of Fame except for the Warriors Hall of Fame, but I want to say he was a top role player. But when it comes,
Bro, Draymond could get in the Hall of Fame with some of these
yeah,
people. He could get in the Hall of Fame.
I
Like a defensive, how many All Stars does he have?
don't even. Let me check that.
Gotta have like if he's got 5+ All Stars and a depoy, like you could make that argument.
I mean, I could see that.
Definitely got the All NBAs, the defensive All NBAs to do it.
He's a 4-time All Star, 6-time NBA All Defense, and 2-time All NBA player. That's. I'm not even gonna lie. That's kind of good stats.
That could very well.
That really can.
That could very well end that man in the Hall of Fame.
They can.
Which I heard. I think I heard Mike Breen called him a fucking Hall of Famer when he was talking about like the Warriors, and he was like, they got 3 first ballot Hall of Famers, and
I want to say he may be a Hall of Famer, but he's definitely not a slam dunk. I think the only one you could really say is a slam dunk is.
Nah, dude, he's going to the Hall of Fame, dude.
How
does he have All NBAs? How is he on the All NBA?
Probably when the Warriors were as dominant as they were.
Let me fucking.
That's just usually what happens. The most dominant team usually gets that. I mean, they changed it more now, just because of how the NBA is evolving.
Check this goddamn shit.
But I'm pretty sure his yearly averages is like 9, or his career averages is 9 points. I just can't put somebody in the Hall of Fame with 9 points, and I don't even think I think his assist is like 6.
His career is 8.7 points, 6.9 rebounds, 5.4 assists.
That's just
44% from the field.
44% from the field. That's insane. Well, they're all like layups, so I'd hope so. But I just can't.
Well, bro,
that's all he could do. But I just can't let somebody in the Hall of Fame with those type of stats. I understand he's definitely more of an impactful player than probably than a hell of a lot more role players, but just those stats are just insane.
There's no reason why Draymond Green should have been on the All NBA second team. I don't give a fuck what his stats were, but there's just no 2016, 2017.
I think he was on the All NBA team this year. I think he was second All NBA. I think so.
No, he was on the All NBA second team 2015, 2016, and the All NBA third team in 2016, 2017.
I could have sworn he made an All NBA team this year, or unless he missed it because of his injury this year, and he was in the voting for it.
Well, there's no way he should have been this year. He averaged 7.5 points a game. Like I'll give this to him. 14 a game, 7.5 assists, 9.5 rebounds, 50% from the field. Like, okay, All NBA team, I'll give that to you. But like in my whatever, bro. Whatever. Fuck you, Draymond. He's going to the fucking Hall of Fame. I just pissed me off.
We're just gonna get off Draymond, but
bro, because these are his stats: 4-time All Star, 1-time Steal champ, 3-time NBA champ, 7-time All Defense, 2-time All NBA, and depoy. Like, there's no way that isn't in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he's gonna get in. I think I think without that depoy, he'd maybe be like, he'd probably still get in, but it'd be a lot more of a conversation.
Bro, yeah, they're now it's probably first ballot.
Yeah, but with that Defensive Player of the Year, you just can't let him out. But yeah, fuck Draymond, fuck the Warriors, except for Curry. Even though I really wanted to shoot horribly tonight so we could win. Other than that,
yeah, Clay. Steph Curry, I just hope you step on a Lego and it throws off your whole night. That's all I got to say to you.
Well, that man's ankle was like folded and he drops 43. I'm hearing
that
cap.
Shit was
I'm
fine,
hearing cap.
Dude. That shit was fine.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was I want to say it was Mike Brown, their assistant, was like, "Oh, we need to talk to the ref or the association about it." It's like, bro, Marcus Smart said it best. It's the finals. He always dies for balls because he unfortunately did it in the regular season to Curry, which is kind of ironic that Al did it to Curry this time. But it's like, dude, it's the finals. I'm getting every ball I can.
There's no reason There's no reason any human being should have been saying that's dirty. Like, there's no
Exactly.
reason. The two players are diving for a ball, and when Al Horford sees that the ball is over there, he gets up and fucking goes over the ball.
Yeah.
Like, it's not. I don't like. I looked at the comments of like House of Highlights posted.
Yeah.
I looked at the comments, and some fucking just stupid
Yeah,
people are
I
like,
had to
"Oh,
get
that's
off that.
dirty. Al Horford, the dirty player."
I had to get off that.
Like, you gotta be.
But I saw
me.
Frank's comments
There's like
on it.
fucking and you're gonna tell me that Draymond Green's play when
Oh,
they
yeah.
had the loose ball and he belly flops on Jaylen Brown just because Jaylen Brown didn't get hurt. Nobody's talking about that. But that's not a dirty play. But fucking Al Horford literally just diving for a ball and happened to land on fucking Curry's ankle and twisting it weird. Like, that's dirty. And then Draymond's belly flopping on Jaylen
Yeah.
Brown.
But now,
Bro, Warriors fans are the worst.
yeah,
I
they
hate
are.
them.
That, like I said, they're all like 12.
They literally are all like
Exactly.
12, and they've been Warriors fans for 5 years.
Yeah, they just haven't aged, or they may be 17 now, but they still act 12.
They all fucking hopped on the bandwagon, and all like guarantee you, fucking 75% of Warriors fans are not
No.
like we're not fans before 2015.
I'll even admit I wasn't a Curry fan before the original championship, but I will honestly say just he's made the game kind of so fun to watch where it's like it's hard to hate him. It really is. It's like watching Giannis. He's so impactful that's like, how can you hate this man?
Well, I don't like them when they're playing the
no,
Celtics.
of course
I'll tell you
not.
that.
But
It's not fun.
it's not like, oh,
I'm one of those people that likes to see my team like we have a friend that is like, oh, I'd rather see good basketball over
who the
the
hell
Celtics
said that?
win any day. Bro, Massimo says
Mas,
that every
come
fucking
on
time.
now.
He's like I'd rather see good basketball than see the Celtics win. Like, fuck you, Mass.
No,
I want to see the Celtics win a goddamn blowout every time.
Exactly. I don't want to see good basketball. I want us to win by 40 every single time. I don't care if people are like, oh, well, this was boring.
My
I
heart
want to
is
win.
beating out of my chest.
I'm tired of having a heart attack and then having to go straight to sleep. Like, ugh. But yeah, let's just get off the Warriors before. But before even that, what's your score prediction for tonight?
Celtics 150, Warriors 12.
I wish. I don't even know what points are, but I'll go. I think we're gonna have to be more defensive this game, so I think it's gonna be 103 to 99. It's gonna be a close game, unfortunately.
I can't deal with that.
I don't want it to be a
close.
I wish we were to win by 50. I wish.
Then you should have went with my score prediction, pal.
I had to go realistic.
Steph Curry could step on a Lego and be like in so much pain he doesn't
With his
play.
weak ass ankles.
And then Klay Thompson just plays how he usually plays and shoots 1 for 50. And then Celtics play amazing basketball and they win by 100.
But positioning to another basketball topic, there's this topic. I think it's kind of funny. Well, it's funny because I'm a Celtics fan and it's the Lakers, and I hope they never succeed. So today, a couple days ago, Darvin Ham, their new head coach, had his introductory press conference, and he's talking about how Russ has to be more defensive minded. Everybody has to be more defensive minded. LeBron James has to lower his minutes, but when it came to AD, basically, I'm pretty sure he said he has to be more healthy, he has to be more sustainable. And I saw this post on Hoops Nation, like an hour after the introductory press conference where they're talking about that. Literally an hour later, you see Anthony Davis on Twitch, streaming live on Twitch, and I was like, you got your priorities in the wrong place, my friend. But yeah, he's doing that, and then he's shooting a video for some YouTube channel. And the viral clip comes out where he's like, I haven't shot a basketball, and he's like, it kind of seems like he's bragging about it in a way. He's like, I haven't shot a basketball in since April 5th. That was our last game. And I'm like, bro, really? And he explains why. He is like, oh, usually I take a month off after we're off, whenever that is. And then he does weights for 6 weeks, and then he doesn't touch a basketball till 6 weeks before training camp. And I'm like, sir, your field goal percentage has dropped the past 3 years in a row. You should
You
fix
shoot
that.
like 18% from three.
You should fix that, considering he realistically he was Giannis before Giannis with a better no, he was Joel before Joel with a better jump shot or same tier jump shot. Fair to say?
Yeah, I would compare him more to Joel than Giannis, but like
Yeah.
yeah. I will say like if I was him, I'd focus more on being healthy.
Yeah. But he
But
says he's been doing this for the
like
past like
I don't
6 years. Don't you think he's like changed? Like you're obviously a college athlete. You haven't done the same thing every single year. Obviously, this year you were more injured. Are you going to do the same shit you did last year this year? No, you're probably going to change something.
well, I will say you should pick up a basketball. There's no reason that you should hit the weights. You should say I'm only going to hit the weights and not play basketball
Exactly.
because
Think
that
about it. He
doesn't
does
make
that
no
for
sense.
like 6 weeks straight.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
That's like
Not gonna
Tom Brady being like, "Oh, I'm not going to pick up a football after we lose." Like what he lost in the divisional round this year. I want to say.
lie.
That's like him after that being like, "Oh, I'm not going to touch football for a month. Then I'm gonna hit film because obviously he's not the biggest weightlifter or whatever. But let's just use like that as an example. Oh, I'm going to hit film. I'm going to hit the weights. I'm not going to touch a football till a month before camp. How is that
Yeah,
helping
it
you?
doesn't make. Yeah, it doesn't. But like, he ain't gonna play a full season
No.
anyways.
But
Like,
all they're hoping for is like 60 to 65 games. I still don't even think that's feasible. I
they're
think
not
he's
getting
playing
that, bro.
realistically. I think he's playing 35 games this year. I think he's playing 35 at least.
I think he just needs to retire.
I think he wants to retire. I think he got that ring and he was happy.
It's like it's gonna happen. Like every time I watch a Lakers game, I was like, oh, let's take a look at it. I watched 3 Lakers
And he got
games,
injured in all
and
three of them.
and AD got hurt in one of them. That's 33%. That's a good amount. Like
That's a fair
I
sample
don't know.
size.
It's just you just there has to be a time where you look at yourself and be like, hey, like your body's telling you to stop. Like
Yeah,
so stop. But you can't even say this regimen is working for him,
it's not.
obviously, because he can't shoot and he can't stay healthy. So.
Exactly.
But hey, man, you do you. He's still making $100 billion.
Yeah.
So
And I
as
was going
long
to talk
as
about the whole
he's having
Lakers
fun,
roster and stuff like that, but I don't really care because
I don't care either. They're not going to
they're
be
not
good.
going to
If they weren't
compete.
good this year, they're not going to be good that
They're not going to
next year.
compete. It doesn't matter what they do. They're not going to compete. But basically, I want to ask you this. So obviously we know he was selected into the top 75 players. Do you think he deserved it? AD, I'm saying.
Yeah, he carried those Pelicans teams to the
He
playoffs.
did, but I'll give you a player that I heard Shannon Sharp say, and yes, this is where I get half of my quotes, half the time. Uh, do you think
Yeah,
do you think he deserved it over an Dwight
Anthony
Howard?
Davis definitely deserved it over Anthony.
Do you think he deserved it over Dwight Howard?
Well, I'm biased towards Dwight Howard because I love that motherfucker.
I do.
But um, I would say like they were both dominant in their time,
Yeah.
but like AD's got a championship,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
that's valued a lot
Yeah.
in this game. Like, and then I feel like at their
Apex.
peaks, AD was better.
Mhm. That
Just because he had that extra like he could shot block,
yeah.
he could rebound, he could defend.
I
Like
think at one point he
had
was
that
averaging
extra,
like 2.2 blocks.
yeah, he had that extra piece that he could shoot.
Yeah.
Like
Dwight Howard
obviously
couldn't shoot.
Dwight Howard was a freak in the paint.
Yeah.
He could shot block, he could rebound, but he couldn't
Mhm.
shoot.
So
I just
yeah.
think that extra tier of AD shooting puts him up above Dwight.
I agree. I was gonna say, I think people are saying, oh, what's it called? Dwight Howard deserved it more than Anthony Davis, and I have to say I slightly disagree because, like you said, he does have a championship. The only slight nod I give to Dwight Howard which still isn't enough, is
I'll look up Dwight Howard's stats real quick.
they're pretty good in his prime. They're fucking fantastic. But he did make a finals with him being the number one. Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
in the Lakers, LeBron was the
Smacked
number
by
one.
LeBron.
It was LeBron's team, which, like you said, could be a slight knock, but it's kind of whichever way you look at it. I just
So yeah, I'm just gonna compare AD
KD stats for
to what's his
Draymond. I mean, I got Draymond on the brain.
Dwight. Fuck Draymond, get him out of your brain.
Trying.
I also feel like AD's been like better longer, you know. So oh my god, these are like the same.
Yeah, they're very similar players.
So
I think we just
AD's
remember
got
Dwight's stats more, or Dwight's peak more, just because of how, like you said, dominant he was.
how dominant and electric he was to watch. So AD's 8-time All-Star, 3-time block champ, 4-time All-NBA, 4-time All-Defense, All-Rookie team, 2020 champion, and All-Star Game MVP. And Dwight's 8-time All-Star, 5-time rebound champ, 2-time block champ, 8-time All-NBA, 5-time All-Defense, All-Rookie, 3-time Depoy. Wait a minute.
That
I might have been completely incorrect. Wait a minute.
if that's, I don't think that's true. I don't.
Hang on. Evan's got to do a little more research anyway.
Because
hang on a goddamn minute.
if that is true, then I have to give the nod to Dwight Howard. Then I have to. You can't win 3 deep poison. Yeah, if he did that.
Yeah, he won 3 straight deep
Oh
poison.
yeah. Oh damn. We really did not do our research. Then I gotta go Dwight Howard. I gotta. It's not even a question
Cut
anymore.
that last part out. Everything that we just said was wrong. Everything we just said was incorrect. Dwight Howard's way better. I should have went with my guy. Fuck you, AD. You fucking bitch.
I also just.
But hang on. Let me defend us a little bit. Let me defend us a little bit more.
Continue.
So let's just see the longevity of because I know Dwight only lasted like 8 years. Like
his
his
peak
dominance
was like,
like
like you said, like 8 years.
So yeah, he was a fucking animal for so we'll say he was a fucking dominant human from 06 to 2014.
Yeah.
And Anthony Davis was
basically right at the latter end of his career.
Anthony Davis is just that, like, he can score so, like, Anthony Davis has got years with 28 points a game and 12 boards.
Yeah.
And Dwight, his highest points a game is 22 and 14 boards, which, like, you can, like, scoring is so valuable.
Plus, it was just such different
like
times.
In today's, yeah, bro, people love scoring so much more.
Yeah.
But like
look at Joel, look at
season,
Jokic. Just the big men now have to shoot.
Like 2017, 2018, AD was 28 points, 11 rebounds, and 2.6 blocks a game.
God.
Like, that's fucking retarded. But bro, the depoys kind of you could, like, high key argue that Anthony Davis should have won a Defensive Player of the Year.
You could definitely argue that.
Like, with this year, like 2014, 2015, 10 rebounds a game, 3 blocks a game, 1.5 steals a game. I'm kind of interested to who won that Defensive Player of the Year, so I can argue that it should have been Anthony Davis, so I can save my point. Defense. I can't type, bro. I should have fucking took a typing class or something.
But yeah, to keep speaking on that, I want to say, like you said, or at least like we were trying to make the point, maybe we think that Dwight's was just so much better because it was so much more electric. Like I remember, I think it was like '08 to like 2010, like those 2 seasons. He was literally like the biggest thing in basketball, other than obviously like
Yeah, he
LeBron.
was the face of basketball.
But he was the biggest thing. He was prime Superman at that point. He was like everybody thought he was probably going to be the next literally the next Shaq. And I want to say he probably wasn't Shaq, but I also think Shaq was the most dominant player of all time. And
Yeah.
I don't think he's the great, but he was just so dominant that I don't think anybody could ever replicate what he was even close to. In just my humble opinion.
Oh, bro, that's gross.
What?
Draymond Green was in top 10 for MVP in 2016,
He was.
2017.
He was.
That's gross.
But you want to know why he was?
Off.
Because Curry and Clay were going absolutely off that season.
That just got me so mad. I'm just looking at random shit now just because my point has been proven so incredibly wrong.
That it was.
I will, you can tell, though, that, how much value is put on scoring, because that's definitely what put him in the top 75 over Dwight.
Yeah.
And that's what we were, our minds were thinking.
Yeah, we got recency bias.
And we got scoring bias.
Yeah.
Because I saw.
You saw that 28. You're like, oh, it's better.
It's 28 points a game, and I was like, yeah, it's better. And then, but 3 defensive player of the years, I feel like, and 8-time All-Star, I feel like you can't leave that off the list. But you did, so nothing much I can do.
AD's just such a weird player, because kind of him. To finish on this topic, it's kind of with that much talent, because obviously we know LeBron was way more talented than like a Kobe or even a Jordan, but you could just see he still works at it every single day. He wants to be better every single day. He's turning 38 this year, and he's a billionaire. A lot of players be like, "Oh, I'm good. I'm done. I have 4 rings. I'm good. I don't need to play anymore." Mm-hmm. He's like, "No, I want to keep doing this." Kobe literally fought to the bitter end. To his body literally wouldn't let him play. Jordan was like, I don't care. I don't care how old these people are. I'm still going to try to beat them. And it just kind of shows you, like, the great of the greats are just willing to be like, I want to be better. Doesn't matter what it'll take. And he just doesn't have that mentality. And it's really sad to see with somebody with such great talent. Because, like I said with Giannis isn't particularly talented other than being 7 foot tall, but he's worked on his game every single. It's like what was the comparison I made earlier in our podcast? Not this one, but early in the season. I think I said something about Ben Simmons compared to like Lonzo Ball. Yeah, Ben Simmons is way more talented than Lonzo Ball. But Lonzo Ball has been getting better and better and better and better and better. Compared to Ben Simmons, on the defensive end, he stayed very, very consistent, but he's got worse. He's got stagnant, if not worse, on the offensive end of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, it really is just kind of seeing a lot of the younger guys now are just like, oh, like I said, he got his ring. Probably he's happy now. He doesn't really care about the game of basketball anymore, which is like, when you're one of the most talented people in the league, he could be Joel. They're basically the same player. Literally, they both get injured. They both are basically the same size. They both could shoot. Well, Anthony Davis used to be able to shoot. It's kind of just,
he won't pick up a basketball.
Are you willing to want to be better? Joel finally this year took it seriously and still lost. But yeah, at least this year he's taking it seriously, and he seems to be trying to take it more seriously.
I don't see the Sixers winning anything ever.
So. I don't. I think their chance was, what was it? 2020, was it? I want to say it was 2020.
2020 when they lost to the Heat in the second round, I feel like.
Yeah. I think that was probably their best chance. And I think once they squandered
Yeah, that
that,
was definitely a waste.
there was no way on winning. Because this year, I didn't. Even if Joel was fully healthy, I know James Harden was going to pull his same disappearing act like he always does. And this is coming from a James Harden fan, so he he always disappears in the playoffs. That's just facts. That's just a literal fact.
Well, I'm just saying James Harden. I don't like James Harden, but
He does do it a lot,
continue.
though, unfortunately. But yeah, I don't know if you have any more points about the Anthony Davis situation, but I just thought it was kind of hilarious for a Celtics fan to the Lakers. It was sad for a basketball fan to see somebody with such great talent just kind of piss it all away.
Yeah, but like injuries happen, and like I
Yeah,
feel like injuries discourage you from playing the game, right?
yeah,
Like, so like you can't really like he's definitely like not do. I think he should be playing basketball because it's proven that he can't play a full game of basketball without getting
yeah,
hurt. So, maybe if you played basketball in the off season, you could train your body, but if he doesn't want to, he doesn't want to.
yeah. There's nothing you could really do. Well, if you're LeBron, you're probably. I bet you LeBron saw that video and was sick. I bet you he was hanging out with Bronny in his driveway shooting balls, and then he was like, ah. He's like, I'm not really feeling LA no more. You trying to move?
Well, wherever Bronny goes, LeBron goes. So
Exactly. That's gonna be a fun that's gonna be a fun season. That's gonna be a fun
that
last
will be
season.
very interesting. Very interesting. Because like, what if LeBron ends up in like Portland or some
It's
shit?
but
like,
that's the thing. I
like,
like our team's gonna be like, oh, are we gonna take Bronny because he's an actual prospect, or are we gonna take Bronny just for the chance to have LeBron? And what is LeBron gonna be at that point? Is the thing
yeah, that's interesting. But like,
because
yeah, it's gonna be like a tank for Bronny type
exactly. But it's
situation.
weird because I've seen a lot of Bronny's like film and stuff like that because I wanted to see how he's gonna be. And I think he could be like an average player because he's got a better shot than I think his dad does. Like he's got a more fluent jumper than his dad does. He's not as athletic, but then again, it's LeBron. It's nobody's more athletic than him, like ever. Uh, they're both very similar players around the rim. Uh, very similar defenders. It's just I just don't know how he'll work out because it doesn't seem like he's that great of a project. He'd be more of a project player, I'd say. He's definitely not proven.
Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting.
That would be very interesting. But you want to bring up to transition, of course. You want to bring up music. I know you've been listening to a lot more music than I have. I've been on the same. I'm not even gonna lie. I've been bumping Lil Durk's album for like the past 3 months. It's just that good. It's the album of the year, in my opinion. But you've been listening
Well,
to Post Malone, so how do you feel
I've
about it?
been yeah, listen to 12 Carat Toothache, which, in my opinion, now let me let me say this real
I think I
quick.
know what you're gonna say.
Let me 12 Carat Toothache, like that's it's not the greatest album of all time. It's not his greatest album, but
Oh,
that might be the greatest album name I've ever heard in my
that's
entire
not at all what I
life.
was thinking. I thought you were gonna say this is his greatest album, and I was like, okay.
No, it's not his greatest. It's not the greatest. It just might be the best name I've ever heard. I think 12 Carat Toothache is so cool.
To be fair, I think his greatest album was the one with I
My
don't know what the
his
album name was called, but it's the one that has White Iverson on it. Congratulations, Fall Apart. Oh, that album's
I
fire.
love my favorite album is Beer Bongs and Bentleys.
That's the one right after, right?
Yeah, that's the one where that came out junior year,
2018.
and I bumped the shit out of that. Like I still bump the shit. Like
He has very
that
playable
that
music.
that might be my favorite album of all time. That changed.
That's a bold claim. That's
I said it might be. I don't know. I'd have to look at. There's
To be fair,
I
I
don't
don't
know. It
really
might
rank
be
albums. I just listen to songs. I don't even really. It's only more recently since we've been doing this. I listen to more like albums.
my. Yeah, it's either that or Watch the Throne might be up there. It's either like Graduation might be up there. Just like a lot of old Kanye's
Yeah,
up there. Like for me,
Graduation is in my top five,
and
top
Love Is
three.
Rage probably.
Really?
I don't know if it's Love Is Rage or Love Is Rage 2.
Which I think it's two. The one with 444 plus
With
222 on it. That's like the opening
yeah,
track. Yeah, I think that's Lover's
I
Rage
think
too.
so. Yeah, that might be one of my favorite
That's number
albums.
five in my top five. I have that like solidified. It's not falling out of there
That
anytime soon.
that's I never like put pieces together like um of like oh this song and this song are on the same album
Yeah,
because like I never kind of listen to albums like
yeah.
that. I just kind of listen to songs. Yeah, it's Love Is Rage 2 because it's got like fucking it's got like Dark Queen on it and
It's got that song with Nav on it too, I think.
yeah, it's some shit I can't remember, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's good.
But yeah, I agree.
Like it's
'Cause,
good. Don't believe me, it's good.
oh, it's
Like the way life
fantastic.
goes, sauce it up. Like
Sauce
that.
It Up was
Like
so
it,
good.
that's like up there for one of my favorite albums. But like
I gotta re-listen to that. That was a great album. It really was.
but this album, 12 Karat Toothache, is good. Not his best, I think. Obviously, that one I don't know what it's called. The one with White Iverson on it is better. I think Barry Bonds and Bentley's is better. I think it's on the same tier as Hollywood's Bleeding
Hmm.
with Post Malone. Like they're good
Yeah,
albums, just not great. There's still like 5 or 6 songs that I like really like that like I'd put on my like a
yeah.
playlist, but it's good. I recommend to give it a listen if you're because I'm a huge Post Malone guy. Post Malone's in my definitely like up there for one of my favorite artists. So I recommend.
I'll definitely have to give it a listen.
If my favorite song is probably Love Hate Lettered Alcohol. That's a good song.
Oh, you got a
Big
new
fan.
one. Because when we first talked about it, I don't know. Yeah, I don't,
It was wrapped around your
yeah,
finger, which like nah, it's not the best.
really.
There's a couple. There's a couple. There's a couple ones that are better than that.
Hey,
But a fan. We'll be bumping it for a few.
I'll definitely
You
have to
know.
give it a listen to see. But like I said, I've been listening to kind of the same music for a little bit. I've been really stuck on, like I said, Lil Durk's album has just been really high for me. I think almost every single song on there is just fire. There's a few songs. I'm not gonna lie. There's a few songs there that just aren't my taste. Broadway Girls, the last track.
See, I kind of fuck with
I
Broadway
I
Girls.
I like it, but I don't think it's the best song on there. I could say
That might be the only song I've listened to on that album.
it's a pretty good album, but it's only if you're realistically like. I think you got to be a drill fan to like it, in my personal opinion. Because there's just from what I'm thinking of right now, it starts off with I want to say the first song is started from. I want to say that's definitely a strong opener, and then it goes to. I was literally just listening to this. I don't even know the track list. Uh, what are this? I have no idea. But I'll just name some of my favorite songs on it. It started from. There's Grow It slash Speak from the Speaker, I think. Block List and Love Dior Banks, which is the first part is kind of a tribute to his brother that passed. I talked about that on a solo episode while you were, fighting that bear.
Yeah, I fucking murked that thing. Just know that.
But yeah, like I said, it's in my solid opinion, it's 8.5, 7.7 out of 10. It's a very, very solid album. But I've listened to, music wise, just a lot of drill recently. And I don't know, drill's just got a hold of me. I realistically haven't listened to anything but drill and like hard rock, which is which
That's
is a
weird.
big shocker for me.
That's weird.
I was
That is a big shocker. It doesn't seem like a Stickman thing to
there's this
do.
song
I ain't gonna lie.
Diary of Jane, which sounds incredible. It's like a 13-year-old song, but it's incredible. What else? I don't know. I'm not gonna lie, rock go kind of hard.
It
Like when you be
does.
working out, rock
I
go kind
agree
of
with
hard.
you. I agree with you.
I don't know what I was saying before, like that. Like I was definitely missing out. Still not gonna listen to
You,
country music though.
yeah, now country music is an acquired taste. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. Say that I don't like country, I'm not gonna sit here and say that I do like
Yeah,
country. There's a specific time period of country music that I fuck with because I got fond memories of it. Because like from like 2002 to like
yeah.
2008, I remember like driving in my grandfather's truck and like he was blaring country and my dad would be blaring that same music. So like I grew up with that kind of stuff, but like nowadays, nah, not a country guy, but
That's honestly why, like,
old
I'm
country
a
shit
huge
stuff.
Jay-Z fan because I remember for some odd reason we lived like an hour away from my barber, and every time it was that time of the month, instead of getting the flow, I'd have to get my cut, and we'd be driving down, and there'd always be Jay-Z, there'd always be Biggie, and there'd always be Pac, and my dad finds it hilarious because he's like a huge Tupac fan, and as much as Tupac stuff I love him in movies, but I don't think his music's as great as everybody hypes it up to be. Because I don't think he's a better rapper than Biggie. Biggie's just a way better
No,
rapper.
I I will take Biggie over. I have like more Biggie songs than Tupac songs on my
Because you
playlist.
think about it, you got just off of straight hits, you have Juicy, Big Papa,
Hypnotize,
Hypnotize. What else?
More Money, More
Shoot.
Problems.
Who shot you? That's just five right there. There's this. What's the song? He has a diss towards his baby mama, which is hilarious. But no, it was towards his wife.
Oh, well, that's not something you do.
Yeah, but Lil Kim is fire on that song. She's honestly better than Biggie on that song. And my girl, who knows I don't like a lot of women rappers because a lot of them just kind of say the same things. She'll see me
hmm
bumping this. She's like, I don't know why you like this, and it's like it's fire. It's a lyrical masterpiece. But yeah, that'll pretty much do it for today. I have some movie recommendations for you to watch.
Me.
Yes, they're hood movies.
Okay.
You probably definitely have seen them. We got Menace to Society.
Not seen
Oh, you
that.
gotta watch it. And Bones has Snoop Dogg in it.
I have not seen that
You
either, but I'll give them a watch.
have to. Menace to Society is probably one of the greatest. Like it's in my movies of all time. It's from rewatching again. It's gone into my top 5. It was in my top 15. It slid all the way into my top 5.
My top five. I have a no, top 10 movie list on my phone,
I have a weird top
and
5 because mine's more
my top
nostalgia
five
based.
is so is mine.
So like you'll see mine go from that to like Barnyard's in my top 5. It's 3.
My Barnyard is in your top
I
five,
got reasons for why. I got reasons for
like with
why.
the fucking cows and
Yeah,
shit,
bro. Yeah.
and that bitch ass pizza guy or whatever, that teenage fucking
That's
asshole.
in the show.
He's in the movie.
Is he? I don't think he is.
I think he's in the movie.
No, I don't think he is. Or I think he's in like a scene.
I haven't seen the movie.
I think he's in a
I
scene.
haven't seen the movie in a very long time.
But let me get your top 10 list.
Top 10, we got one is Remember the Titans, which if you haven't seen Remember the Titans, you should
Yeah,
just go fuck
you
yourself.
just have to.
2 is Toy Story 2. 3 is Monsters Inc. 4 is The Hangover. 5 is The Other Guys. 6 is The Dark Knight. 7 is Die Hard. 8 is iRobot. 9 is Major League, and 10 is Pirates of the Caribbean.
I'm surprised Pirates is that low.
Yeah, no, I was looking at it, and I think I want to switch Die Hard and Pirates of the Caribbean and put Pirates of the Caribbean 7. Because, like, I had Armageddon on here, and, like, I fuck with Armageddon, but it's not my top 10.
If I'd have,
And, like, I could even, like, the other guys could move, like, could be interchangeable with, like, The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight's just one of the greatest movies ever made.
Would you have that
shoot, 6? Who, The Dark Knight? Yeah, that's 6.
If I'm just going off of based on memory, which I'll definitely for next episode get a better list.
You gotta get a little...
I'm gonna get a list. So for next episode, what we're gonna do, we're gonna get our top 5, or I'm gonna get my top 5, and you're gonna get a top 5 of movies I should watch, and I'm gonna get a top 5 movies you should watch.
All right.
But
I don't know what you've watched and what you haven't watched.
You'll send it to me, and I'll show you. Or just have some alternates in there.
Okay.
All right.
I'm following.
So my top 5 is gonna be hard. I'll go bottom up. Top 5 has to be Dark Knight. Like you said, just great.
Such a
great
good movie.
It's literally one of the most perfect movies of all time. Heath Ledger's performance is just crazy.
Perfect casting, perfect performance, perfect script. It was just so good.
4 would be Boys in the Hood.
I've seen Boys in the Hood.
That is a good.
I've seen.
It's mostly because of Ice Cube. I was the biggest Ice Cube fan growing up. I tried to make my nickname Ice, and nobody called me that.
Yeah, well, you can't give yourself a nickname.
Yeah, and it did work.
Now your nickname is Sticks.
Yeah, and nobody knows my actual name.
No, that's true.
3, like I said, is Barnyard. For personal. Okay, let me explain why.
Dude, I don't even think I liked Barnyard. I've seen it like once, and I didn't think it was that good of a movie.
I don't even think it's that good of a movie either. It's for nostalgia reasons, because for me, I want to say I was turning 8. It's got to be 7 or 8. And this is when I was living with my aunt, and it was like 12 people in this house, and like this 3-decker, like, kind of apartment. So me and my sister are sleeping on the floor. And I remember me and my sister are like Irish twins, so we share the same birthday, but we're 2 years apart. And my dad, who'd always be working on my birthday, came in like mad early before we left. He's like, "This is your present. Watch it." And I was just asleep. I didn't care. I was like, "I'm going back to sleep, Father. I'm like, I don't care about this right now." Wake up, and I see the movie, and I'm like, "What the fuck is this?" Turn it on, and I think it's such a fond memory because somehow in the middle of it, he came home early, and we all watched it. So for me, that's just like one of my most fondest memories, because my dad worked most of my birthdays. So I think that's why it's so high on my list. It's definitely not a good movie. It's definitely worse than anything else in my top 10. It's by far worse than
one of
anything.
the weirdest movies. Like one of the weirdest movies I've ever seen.
Oh, definitely. But then again, number 2, Menace to Society, the one I just talked about. It is just a great hood movie. It really is. When you see it, we'll discuss it, because I'm definitely gonna have to make that an episode. And then, what would my number 1 be? There's so many good movies out there. I'm so tempted to move The Dark Knight up to my number 1. I'm so tempted.
That would be an acceptable answer, but then you'd have to throw some in number 5.
I could throw some at number 5 just for now. I'll amend my list, but for right now, Dark Knight has to go number 1, and number 5, I'll go The Matrix, the original.
I didn't like The Matrix.
Really?
Yeah, it just wasn't. I feel like it's a movie you either love or you hate. But I don't hate it. I just didn't really enjoy it.
I could see it's definitely for a
I don't
select
I
few
couldn't
people.
yeah, I couldn't get into it like all that
I could definitely see that
shenanigans.
because that's how I feel about John Wick. Or at least I've only seen the
Hmm.
first half of the first one, and I just wasn't really into it, so I haven't really checked out any of the rest of them.
I think I started watching a John Wick like an hour into it, and all I saw was motherfuckers just fucking shooting each other, and I was like, this is kind of cool. So like I've never seen like a full John Wick movie, but like I've seen all the Fast and Furiouses too, and like
Yeah,
I don't think those are that great. I've seen all the Star Wars. I
Tokyo
don't
Drift
think
is
all
nice.
those are that
Tokyo
great.
Drift is nice, and Too Fast, Too Furious. The one with Tyrese Gibson. Oh, all right. I'll move. I'll move the Matrix out. I'll put the Dark. I'll move everything back down. I'll move everything down one, and my number one will stay the Dark Knight. But my number two, instead of Menace to Society, or my number three, instead of Barnyard, will be Baby Boy with Tyrese Gibson.
I've never seen it.
It's it,
I know who Tyrese is. Tyrese is funny.
it's
He
got
also
Snoop
had a
Dogg
mental
in it too.
breakdown
If you haven't realized, I really love Snoop Dogg as as an actor.
as an actor. So you Snoop Dogg was in Big Time Rush for an episode.
Hey, that's one of
You
my
should know
favorite
that.
Big Time Rush Christmas specials.
Yeah, it was. They made a whole album with that
I know.
motherfucker.
Never listened to it though.
They got some good ass music,
Oh
bro.
yeah,
Let me tell you.
you know they're going back on tour, or at least they were.
Yeah, I'd love to go.
Wanna? We can find tickets.
We can't find tickets. Some shit sell out to a bunch of fucking
Well,
horny, goddamn. They're not even 12 anymore. They're like 20. That's the problem. They have money
yeah,
now.
that's very true.
Like, because it's been like 10 years. They're still horny, but they have money now.
I like how you said they're
So they can
still
buy the
horny.
tickets to this thing.
They never
They are
stopped. They
still
never
horny.
stopped.
No. They instead of them being horny 16-year-olds now, they're horny 25-year-olds.
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
But yeah, this will wrap up. I think we're on our 13th episode.
We gotta figure out a. Evan's going to the Sox game this Monday
Uh-huh.
with his gorgeous girlfriend, so gotta figure out a time to record. You know.
Hey, look at it this way. We're already for 2 weeks straight, 2 episodes.
Look at us consistency. You feel that
We're
shit?
looking like Jaylen Brown in the finals.
Hell yeah, and nobody else on the
Exactly.
Celtics. Just Jaylen Brown. Just Jaylen Brown.
But yeah, that'll wrap up the 13th episode of the Unruly Podcast with Sticks and your boy. This is where you say it.
Steven.
All right.
Steven.
Make sure to follow us on Instagram at Unruly Productions. On Snapchat, yes, I did make one. Also at Unruly Productions.
We have a Snapchat.
I did. I'm trying everything, man. On TikTok at, again, Unruly Podcast. And yeah, make sure to have a good one.
Bye.